rail to link Kano, Katsina, Jigawa State to Maradi, Niger Republic. It's a misplaced priority amid fuel price, electricity tariff hikes. PDP others.
Major headline from the Nigerian Tribune: man, wife, 3 children, 20 others killed in Kogi petrol tanker crash. Very sad there. And this is a national scandal. Many accidents are preventable. Coming from our president, Muhammadu Buhari, Bello meets Fashola, 6 urgent repairs of federal roads in Kogi.
Also have the headline regarding the Kogi tank explosion. Buhari mourns his Kogi tank explosion, claims school children, family of 5 others.
Electricity petrol price hike. TUC to maintain position as federal government meets labor today to avert strike. Governors hold emergency meeting today.
And taking the labor headline, strike, governors hold emergency meeting as federal labor discussed today with some manufacturers seek import duty waiver on raw material.
Edo election, Oshomole accepts fate, says you win some, you lose some. Izeyamu meets with Kogi governor, APC caretaker chairman. Irresponsible leadership cost our loss, Edo APC.
We have federal government places 9-year presidential jet and sail. Obaseki tours South visit Wike Okowa Diri.
Federal government approves $1.9 billion rail line from Kano to Niger Republic. 137 candidates shortlisted for SAN rank, and Alawa Kala is chairman advisory council, not or your APC leader. This is coming from Fayemi.
We have Kingmaker demands Oluwo's removal for alleged misconduct. We have Amotekun begins training in Ikiti Sunday.
And of course, a final one coming from the Nigerian Tribune for this morning. Tony Elumelu named in Time 100 list of 2020 world's most influential people.
And taking the same headline from the Punch, Elumelu, 2 other Nigerians make Time 100 list. We have LPPC release a short list of 137 lawyers for SAN rank. We also have Abiono approves construction of Akute Gbero. It shall see other roads. We have Yoruba Nation will secure freedom without bloodshed. We'll go on a short break now, and when we are back, we'll bring you details of the story. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. And now it's time for us to bring you details of the stories we've read out to you, going to the second page of the Punch newspaper. Kano, Niger Republic rail line, PDP CSO's others attack. Federal government as FEC approves $1.96 billion project. The federal government on Wednesday approved a 1.96 billion naira dollar contract for a rail line that will link Nigeria to Niger Republic. The approval was given at the meeting of the Federal Executive Council presided over by the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired. Other headlines under that we have: Buhari regime has never gotten his priorities right. The federal government's decision to approve 1.96 billion naira for the construction of a rail line linking Nigeria to Niger Republic attracted criticisms on Wednesday. The PDP described the decision as another proof of the misplacement of priority by the president. We also have other headlines. We need more infrastructure within Nigeria, and also government must explain rationale for the project, and that's coming from Utome. You can get details of the story and more on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Kano Niger Republic rail line, PDP CSOs, others attack federal government as FEC approves $1.96 billion project.
Electricity petrol price hike. TUC to maintain position as federal government meets labor today to avert strike. Governors hold emergency meeting today. The federal government has moved to avert an industrial action and what the organized labor has tagged father of all crisis, as it summoned the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC to a crucial meeting at the presidential villa today. The meeting, which keen observers said would possibly last till early tomorrow due to the issues involved, as well as the fireworks expected would commence at 3 p.m. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, will be leading other ministers and government representatives to the meeting, when the Labour side would be led by the NLC President Ayuba Waba and the President of the TUC, like TUC to maintain position as federal government meets Labour today to avert strike.
Moving now to page 4 of the Punch newspaper, Buhari mourns as Kogi tank explosion claims school children, family of 5 others. The president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired on Wednesday, said he was disturbed by the petroleum tanker explosion that claimed 23 lives early in the day in Lokoja, Kogi State. Most of the victims of the tank explosion, which occurred in the Felele area of Lokoja, along Lokoja Abuja Highway, were school children and students of state-owned polytechnic located at the short distance away from the scene. A man from Ekene was said to have lost 6 children to the inferno, which a family of 5 was wiped out in the accident that some refer to as the worst in the year so far. Buhari mourns at Kogi tank explosion, claims school children, family of 5 others. And that's on page 4 of the Punch newspaper.
A very sad one there. We can only pray for the repose of the souls of those who left, and of course, the fortitude to bear the loss for the families of those involved. All right, moving ahead now to the Nigerian Tribune. Edo election, Oshiomhole accepts fate, says you win some, you lose some. Former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Adams Oshiomhole, on Wednesday night broke his silence on the outcome of the last Saturday's governorship election in Edo State and accepted the outcome of the poll as the desire of God. The former governor of Edo State, who used an unusual avenue, a gymnasium, to make his first public comment on the election, waxed philosophical, as intoned that life is about winning some and losing some. Edo election, Oshiomhole accepts fate, says you win some, you lose some.
Now moving over to page 7 of the Punch newspaper, Bauchi flood kills 25, destroy 3,500 houses, 950 million naira farmland governor. No fewer than 25 people have been killed and about 22 others injured following floods that occurred across Bauchi State. The Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, stated this when he received the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Air Vice Marshal Mohammed at the government house on Wednesday. Mohammed, who was represented by his deputy governor Balatela, said areas that have not seen water flood for the last 5 years or so are now impassable with lots of water there. You can get details of that story on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Bauchi flood killed 25, destroyed 3,500 houses, 950 million naira farmland.
All right, something similar to that on page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune. NEMA distributes relief materials to flood victims in Kebbi. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, on Wednesday distributed relief materials to victims of flood disaster in some major communities of Suru local government area of Kebbi State. Distributing the items, the Director General of NEMA, AVM Mohammed, said the federal government approved the distribution of the materials. Mohammed, who was represented by the head of Planning, Research and Forecasting Unit, NEMA Sokoto Operations Office, Tukor Abubakar, said the relief materials consist of foodstuff, building materials, and other household items. NEMA distributes relief materials to flood victims in Kebbi.
And here on page 11 of the Punch newspaper, we have Elumelu, 2 other Nigerians make time 100 list. The chairman of the United Bank for Africa, Tony Elumelu, the chairman of Rotary International Polio Eradication Program in Nigeria, Dr. Tunji Funsho, and 27-year-old novelist Tomi Adeyemi are the 3 Nigerians named in the 2020 Time 100, the annual list of 100 most influential people in the world. Elumelu, who is also the founder of Heirs Holders, was recognized for his philanthropy, activism, and business achievements. In a short address attached to Elumelu's nomination, the president of the Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, wrote the quote that here's a quote: "He is a leading proponent of Africa capitalism, a belief that Africa's private sector can and must play a leading role in the continent's development through long term investment as well as entrepreneurship and regional connectivity. You can get details of that story and more on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. Elumelu, two other Nigerians make time 100 list.
Taking some education stories now, no plan to hike fees, give automatic promotion to students. This is coming from private school owners. Private school owners in Lagos State, they have no plan to increase school fees anytime soon as students and pupils return to class for the 2020-2021 academic session. They have also said there is no plan to give students automatic promotion to the next class. Schools in Lagos State reopened for academic activities on Monday, following the state government's directive to that effect, 6 months after general school closure in the country due to the coronavirus pandemic. No plan to hike fees, give automatic promotion to students. Private school owners concluded plans and all arrangements to employ about 1,000 teachers to fill vacant positions in all the schools across the state. The chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, Princess Oladuni Odu, who disclosed this during a meeting with head teachers in the state, said employment letters of 1,000 teachers already and would soon be distributed. She said due process of recruitment is being followed and that all the necessary steps are being followed. Ondo to employ 1,000 new teachers soon. And also this one, LASU promotes 21 new professors, 106 others. The Lagos State University LASU, Ojo, has promoted a total of 127 members of its staff, including 21 associate professors who upgraded to full professors and 24 from senior lecturer to associate professor. Others are 30 lecturers and librarians from one cadre to another, while the rest 52 are non-academic staff, among them 5 deputy registrars and 1 deputy bursar. LASU promotes 21 new professors, 106 others.
Now taking a headline regarding still about education, Enugu reopens schools September 28. The Enugu state government on Wednesday announced that all primary and secondary schools in the state will be reopened for third-term academic activities on Monday, September 28, 2020. And regarding reopening of schools, we also have no reopening of schools in Ondo government. But in Ondo State, the state government said it had not directed or permitted the reopening of primary and tertiary institutions, public or private, in the state, while secondary schools have been permitted to open for only senior secondary school 3 and junior secondary class 3. And we also have school open from October 6 in Delta. Meanwhile, Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has approved the reopening of primary and secondary schools in the state for the conclusion of the 2019-2020 academic session. He said the decision was to enable the commencement of the 2020-21 new academic session. You can get details of the story on page 9 of the Punch newspaper.
And still on education, school reopening, Ganduje lauds federal government on level of preparation. Kano State Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje says the process recorded and measures taken by the Muhammadu Buhari administration in reopening of schools should be commended. According to a statement by Hassan Musa Fwagi, the press secretary to the deputy governor, Governor Ganduje made the assertion on Saturday evening while receiving the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajiba, who paid a visit to him in his office. The governor was represented at the event by his deputy, Dr. Nasir Yusuf Gawuna. He said his administration is committed to prioritizing the education sector, given its importance, and that as part of compliance with the COVID-19 protocols for ensuring safety and protection of the teaching staff and the students ahead of the reopening of schools, fumigation exercises had been conducted and personal protective equipment provided in all the schools across the state. School reopening, Ganduje lauds federal government on level of preparation.
Okay, I would like your dear listeners to know we already have our analyst already sitting right here in the studio with us. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning. How was your night?
Very good.
Very
How was
well.
yours?
Yeah, it's a wet Thursday. Yeah, I hope parents are keeping our children
Safe. All right. Let's start from there this morning. Education. Federal government has said, okay, we can go ahead and, reopen schools. But of course, we have some state governors already doing that. We have that, your state here. But in some states, this does not sit well with some governors yet, because we have stories from Ondo State and also
Yeah.
some other states in Nigeria. What is your view? Do you think it's high time we started education system back in the country?
Personally, I think those governors that are saying they won't reopen, I don't know exactly what they are doing. Is as if they are refusing to own up to their responsibilities. Now we have looked at this COVID situation. There are ways we can begin to do these things without adversely affecting, the state or the children. But
Okay.
somehow is it laziness, because they are carrying on every other thing in these states
Mm.
except schools. So one will begin to ask himself, is there a conspiracy against our education system?
Education.
Because you can't continue to say this. Now other states in the same Nigeria, they are beginning to open. If you have no blueprint on how you should do your own, why not look at other states that are opening, and somehow, since we are so good at copying what others are doing, then pick a leaf from what they are doing in other states and implement these things in your own state. Put the things that must be in place in these schools, and let our children resume school. You can phase it as we are doing here in your state. You can phase this thing, have a 2 sessions, but at least let these children go back to school. Already they are in the market.
Hmm.
They are in the market. So what exactly are you trying to tell us? They are in the market doing all kinds of things. You have not been able to do your own part as the governor to provide for the families. These children are in the market playing around. So if they can be in the market, why not try in a way create a safe zone for them in the schools and have them come back to school? I don't understand what they are saying. Personally, I think right now it is high time we send our children back to school. You can face it, it's okay, but at least let's send them back to school.
Right. Thank you
Okay.
very much
Thank you.
for that.
Okay, on page 2 of the Punch newspaper, we have Kano Niger Republic Rail Line, PDP CSOs, others attack federal government as FEC approves $1.96 billion project. Before you react to that, I'll also like to get this headline from page 11 saying federal government didn't approve $1.8 billion loan for Kano Rail project. DMO, that's coming from the Debt Management Office, said debunking the claim that the federal government did not approve it. Now, what do you have to say about this controversy? First of all, and if it's true, do you consider this truly a misplaced priority as said by
If
PDP?
it is true, we have been saying somehow there's been a paucity in fund, and there are other projects within the country that are somehow crying for attention. I don't think, if it is true, I don't think right now this period is the time to initiate such a project. But since the DMO is saying they've not approved any amount of money for this project, then perhaps let's look at them. But sometimes I want to believe that the paper did its due diligence to make sure that at least before they report a news like this, because of how it may rouse the anxiety of Nigerians, because we know we have been spending so much money on these things, somehow we are not seeing the results. So before they report something like this, they must make sure the information is accurate enough. But
Yeah.
then with our government, we do not know what is accurate and what is not.
Okay, I would like to link this to the explosion that happened, the tank
Kogi.
explosion that happened in Kogi, where school children, a father was said to have lost 6 children to the explosion, a family of 5 wiped out. And generally, it's been tied that, okay, instead of transporting petrol and fuel via the road, why don't we use the rail? So how do you compare these two stories, this explosion, which is not the first? We've had several in years past. How do you compare both?
Yes, we could use a rail to transport our premium motor spirit to different states. Yes, it is doable. Other countries are doing it, but then if we do not have a rail line in place presently, we can transport these things in the night. We have been saying this. These things, they are volatile. We can transport these things in the night, so as it won't be during rush hour when people are on the street that you transport these things. But then if they are truly able to put these things, the rail in order, that is perhaps one of the safest ways of transporting these things. But most of these drivers, we have to say this. Most of these drivers, somehow, a lot of them are not fit for the road. They are not fit for the road. Somehow, nobody is actually looking at the drivers and seeing how mentally fit they are. Sometimes they carry these big trucks. You see them, just harassing other vehicles on the road. So there has to be a kind of consequence, you know, to these drivers and to these companies that that controls these vehicles. But somehow as we talk about the roads being bad, and somehow thinking about railways as a best means of doing these things, and also making sure that the drivers are at their right state of mind. Most times it's not like that. When I saw that picture, I could not eat. I could not eat. People burnt, beyond recognition. I could not eat. As you said, this is not the first time, or the second time, or the third time. And each time a thing like this happen, I'm always disappointed that the governors, the leaders, they will say these things are avoidable. You knew these things are avoidable, and you did nothing to make sure it is like that until it has happened. You now come out and say these things are avoidable. That is
Our
irresponsibility.
president here saying this is a national scandal and many accidents are preventable according to Buhari. And now Bello meets Fashola, Bello, the governor of Kogi State, and seeking urgent repairs of federal roads because we heard that the brakes failed due to the maneuvering on the bad roads around this area. And of course, this truly is a tragedy.
You see, wars are cheap. Wars are cheap. Tomorrow, God forbid, or a week from now, a thing like this happen again, they'll come out and issue the same statement. They are not serious about these things. The minister of works, last time said our roads are not as bad as we claim they are. So that is the person that is not willing to take responsibilities for his own office. So the president saying is a scandal. You see, don't just we're not elected to tell us these things. You were elected to make sure things are put in place to avoid such avoidable disasters. But you have not done that, and somehow there is no consequence to you as a leader for failing to do what you ought to do. But then this Nigeria, we always hear these things. Having failed, you come out and say, look, this is they are avoidable, but somehow it has happened.
All right, let's move away from that now. Let me ask you this. We have in the papers today that electricity on petrol and electricity price hike, TUC to maintain position as federal government meets labor today to avert the strike. We hear that this strike, this meeting rather, would happen today at 3 p.m. It would commence at 3 p.m. Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, would lead the delegation and other ministers, of course, of the government delegation, and the minister of the chairman of the NLC, Ayuba Waba, and of the TUC will also lead their comrades into the meeting today. And we hear that it could progress into tomorrow because of the things at stake in this meeting. But of course, TUC is saying that they are maintaining their position to go on and go ahead with a strike. What is your opinion? Do you think that this issue will rest after this meeting?
I see. First, each time I hear Ngige leading a deliberation, sometimes I just laugh, because often this man is not aware of the gravity of the discussions that needs to be had at this level, and he's often too flippant, to not course in the way he handles these things. But having said that, they've had their meeting before, and nothing came out of it. Then hopefully something will come out of this. But the federal government has said something that they're not going to budge in their position. So this meeting may just be like a tactic to delay the planned protest. I would hope that the NUC, TUC, NSC, TUC, and the rest that are determined, because personally, I believe this is is overdue. The protest is overdue. Immediately that hike happened, that was when the protest should have started. But then, having delayed, I believe that if they sit down right now, I always believe in dialogue. Entity that is also prepared to dialogue. So the federal government is not, to my own reckoning, prepared to dialogue. But then let them talk and let's see the outcome. But with Ngige at the head, I don't see anything positive coming out.
All right, while trying to move on with the rest of the program this morning, taking discussions and, of course, counter reactions to what we have read. Let's inform you, our dear listener, at this point, you can be a part of a show, and always you can do that on 0908 111 1067, 0908 111 1067, and also 0808 010 1067, 0808 010 1067. Don't forget that you can also go ahead to ask
for that. Okay, Mr. Williams, I'd like your reaction to this post Edo election reaction coming from Ushomole and from Izeyamu. We have life not about winning. Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, am I on the live program?
Yes,
you
you're on
are.
the live program. Your name
Yes,
and where
I'm
you're
calling
from.
from Ring Road. My name is Olusegun.
Olusegun from Ring Road. Quickly, your reaction this
Yes,
morning.
are we allowed to contribute concerning the hike in
Yes,
price and all
definitely,
that?
definitely, you
Please go
are.
ahead.
All right. You see, the government, I think they lack policy direction. You can't put the cart before the horse. They ought to have, rectified this issue and resolved it well before asking schools to resume. Or don't you think so? It's a lack of policy direction and planlessness. Because there's an adage that says that if you fail to plan, that means you're planning to fail. You see, people can't be slave driven. They know their rights. In this era of, best international practices and all that, we can't be a pariah nation. We have to work in tandem with what is happening with the rest of the community of nations. Have a good day.
And you too. Thank you very much, Edwali from Ring Road. All right, you can be a part of the show also this morning. The studio lines to call 0908 111 1067 and 0808 010 1067, 0808 010 1067. Let's continue with the rest of the program.
Okay, so taking like your reaction regarding this coming from Moshomole saying life is not about winning only, and Ezeamus, asking Obaseki to return back to ABC. I'd like to read a code coming from Ezeamus saying in a television broadcast on Wednesday night, he said, and here's a code: we are going to talk to everybody, we are going to bring everybody back. I want to salute my brother, the governor. I would like to appeal to him to return to the party. In every family, we have disagreement. So what do you have to say about this comment coming from both?
Personally, I would advise Governor Obaseki to not think about returning to APC, because if he does that, it will signal something very, very bad. This is a house that drove you out for whatever reason. Now somehow you were taken in by another house, and this house fought for you, and that thing you were looking for, what your other party was trying to deny you, that has helped you in one way or the other to secure that. Now, going back, somebody advising you to come back, that for me is not an advice that he should heed. As for Shomole saying it's not always about winning, I'm happy that he sees it that way now, because they believe in the do or die politics. So I'm happy he sees it that way now, humility. But see, he has to speak like this, because you know why? Those that mattered really, they have spoken and they have given their, they have congratulated Obaseki, the president, and the rest. These are the ones that truly matters. So there's no way he could go against the wishes of these ones. So him saying this one is okay. I want him to at least understand.
All right, let's answer this call coming through. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, we lost that. All right, if you're at home and you want to contribute to the discussion this morning, 0908 111 1067, 0908 111 1067, and also 0808 010 1067, 0808 010 1067. Those are the numbers to call. All right, let's come still talking election now. We're committed to free, fair, credible election, OISEC boss, the chairman of the newly inaugurated board. All right, we have a call coming in now. Let's answer that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What is the name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Michael, calling from Bodija.
Michael from Bodija. Your reactions?
Thank you very much. Talking about I wish the people of Ondo State, talking about the politician, the opposition party in Ondo State,
All right.
to form alliance and do what happened and forget about their individual and form alliance and just follow the suit of your state.
All right.
I wanted to do that maybe 3-4 days to the election. So that I just, because I don't hit the name on the head there. Talking about Izeyamo.
All right.
Don't mind him. Don't mind him. He will be the one that will declare to PDP. He's joking. People are saying, Obase could not try that. Do you think if he declares to the PDP, the people will follow him? Don't forget, after the governorship election, you will end up going for senator. You know our governors, they will let them go for senator. Yes, you let them go for the senators. And you need the people in fact, you will not try that.
All right.
If you do that, the people they will not follow him. And it's going to be a disaster for him. So Ezeyamo is going to be the one that will become, because he knows very well that Obasanjo has just 4 years. After 4 years, he too will be the governor. And he will be the one to the camp. Don't mind him. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much. And God bless you too, Michael from Bodija. You too can be a part of the show this morning. 0908 111 1067 0908 111 1067 and 0808 010 1067 0808 010 1067. All right, taking the story, we're committed to free, fair, credible election. OISEC boss, the chairman of the newly inaugurated board of your state independent electoral commission, OISEC, Isiaka Abiola Olagunju, has expressed the commission's determination and readiness to conduct a free, fair, and credible election in the state. He said this when he led members of the board on a visit to the Tribune House in Malifalafia, Okiado, Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Wednesday, insisting that the commission under his watch would not subvert the will of the people when the local government election holds. We are committed to free, fair, credible election. And still talking of your state, Alawa Kala is chairman advisory council, not or your APC leader, Fayemi. Amid the crisis over the current role of former governor Adebayo Alawakala in the Oyo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC, member of the National Reconciliation Committee of the APC, Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, has said that Alawakala is the chairman of the Oyo APC's advisory council and not leader of the party. Alawakala is chairman, advisory council, not APC or your leader.
Okay, Mr. Williams, I'd like your reaction to this story on page 23 of the Punch newspaper. Manufacturers seek import duty waiver on raw materials. This is not the first time they're crying out for this when they import goods. The high cost of clearing and handling of the imported raw material, they say, remain one of the main challenges of manufacturing in Nigeria, and a country where we are encouraging more manufacturing such that we don't import things so much. What do you have to say about this?
Well, it is a cry that is necessary, because as long as this price for import goods, raw materials are high, naturally the prices we buy these things in the market also will be high. It's as simple as that. Now, the waiver is necessary, and at least the government, they have done so much in the area of waivers. Now, like this was not the last 2 weeks thereabout that the government decided to place maize on the ban list. It was last 2 weeks or thereabout. So such a move, we all know, would increase the price of maize, and naturally that will increase the price of those things that are linked to maize. And we are beginning to see this difference in the market. The poultry goods and the rest things. We are seeing.
All right, let's answer this call. Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
William John Njoku is my name. I want to react to Izeyamo, begging Obaseki to return to APC. Yes, actually, there's no permanent friend, no permanent enemy in politics, but permanent interest. But do you remember that Governor Obaseki visited the president and Jagaba for him to contest the election under the platform of APC, but was rejected until PDP gave him the platform. Even if he will become APC, definitely not so soon. John Njoku is my name.
All right, thank you for that forecast, Mr. John Njoku, and thank you for calling the show this morning. All right, let me beg your reaction to this. A circular road Agbowo complex renovation will be completed before May 2023. This is coming from Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde. He has assured that the completion of the 32-kilometer circular road East Wing, as well as renovation and remodeling of Agbowo shopping complex, both in Ibadan, the state capital, will come before May 2023. And he gave this assurance at separate events over the turning of sword for the construction of 360 housing units at Ajoda New Town Estate in Egbeda local government area of the state, and concession of the shopping complex to an investor, Whitestone Global Investor Limited, on Wednesday. How do you see this turning around the fortune of businesses in the state and, of course, improving the economy?
Is a good move. It's a good move in all respect, and I hope that as he has promised, he will be able to bring that project, in that time span. But is a welcome development presently.
All right. Also, this one, U.S. salutes Edo people on success of governorship election. We have the United States on Wednesday describing the last Edo election that happened last weekend as credible, as it congratulated the people of the state for making the election peaceful. What is your general take on the election? You being an Edo man yourself.
Yeah. I'm happy that somehow Edo election has been lifted as a yardstick. For others to follow. But then victory has so much friends.
Yeah. Well, do you see a replication of that for the election?
I don't know. A lot came into play in the election. A lot came into play. Now, would they come into play in other elections? I don't know. Because in our own election, there are peculiarities that somehow keep repeating themselves. And although the same thing may happen, it all depends on largely what those at the center wants. Those at the center.
By those at the center, do you mean the federal government?
The federal government, the presidency, what they want.
But the president has always said that he's committed to a free, fair election, and in Nigeria and other parts.
Then sign into law the electoral bill.
Okay, what a strong stand to take this morning to end the show. All right, your on to pension is 106.7 Agbarigo Niri K, but on the show has been Newsroom, which is our newspaper review. I want to say sincere thanks to Mr. Williams Ero for being our analyst this morning. Thank you for coming again this morning.
It was a pleasure.
And also Uluwale from Ring Road, Michael from Bodija, John and Njoku from Mokola. We sincerely appreciate you guys. Please remember to join us again tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 7:45 in the morning on Pensioners 106.7 Agbarigo Onireke Ibadan. I will say that you have yourself a wonderful morning, and don't forget to always contribute to national issues. Just like I would say every other time, I will say that a man dies, he who keeps silent in the face of tyranny, according to Professor Wole Soyinka. My name is Babafemi Obideyi. Have yourself a lovely morning.
And my name is Pelumi Adedoja. I say have for yourself a beautiful day. Bye.